All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Media Hijacked, episode 231. Before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack like the one Chris is wearing, you can head over to the MediaHijack.com, grab you some official Media Hijack t-shirts, and also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, we are here live every Tuesday, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Twitch.tv. You can catch the replay on YouTube the next day. And then don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, give us that 5-star frog splash. All right. First topic of the night. We're going to be talking about the Epstein list.
Mm-hmm.
The FBI says that there is no Epstein list. They're like, what are you guys talking about? There's never an Epstein list. Ever.
Like, there was no list.
Like, what list? They're trying to gaslight the fuck out of everybody.
Man, some Jedi mind trick shit.
I was like, no. There was too much shit. After all these years, there's just too much shit for you guys just to say that. I was like, no. It can't be, man.
Yeah, and
set something on fire right now.
Right? And apparently, a lot of people's been paying attention to it, too. This didn't slip past nobody like they thought it was. That nobody let this slip past. Everybody was like, what?
Yeah, like, you know Sasha Grey, the porn star?
Yeah.
She's like a Twitch streamer. Like, she made a little video, like a fun video saying, like, it's like, yeah, the Epstein list doesn't exist. And she's like, yeah, and I'm a virgin.
That's how
confident. And then I was like, yeah, there's an Epstein list because you're definitely not a virgin.
Oh, no.
Not that I've seen any of her videos, you know?
Yeah, she's not really my type. But I know she's very popular, though.
very popular.
Very popular.
Never seen it, though.
Nah, me neither. I really haven't seen her work. I know of her. She's not my type of female I like, but I mean, shout out to her.
Yeah, she's doing good on Twitch. She's a streamer now. Yeah,
I've been noticing some of these porn stars jumping over to streaming, man. It seems like another avenue for them to get some cash. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, because they're tired of the porn life is aggressive. It's hard.
Man,
hard life. Because they get treated very bad, from what I heard.
It is, man. I feel it's strenuous in the women and the men. Because I watched this one show back in the day. It was called Family Values, and it was about this one guy named Seymour Butts. He used to be a porn star back in the day, and then he became a director. And in the early 2000s, he got a reality show called Family Values. And so this is one episode where they shows this dude like banging this chick out, and he cannot bust for nothing. And the ladies getting bored and getting frustrated. And he's like, I'm getting nervous. And they had to take the guy off the scene, make him relax. Like, hey, calm down. Like, you're thinking too much into it. I feel so bad for this dude. He's like crying and stuff because he could like, I'm sorry, man. I can't. Is this?
Yeah, it's rough.
I can't, yeah, man. Shout out to those people though.
Rough life. All right, let's get into the topic before we get super derailed.
Right.
All right, so so the DOJ and the FBI, they finally dropped the results of their year-long Epstein investigation, and guess what? There's no client list. None.
Don't say.
Nada. So out of all the 300 gigabytes of data, they found no dirt. So officials says they reviewed everything, emails, hard drives, surveillance footage, and found no secret lists, no blackmail schemes, nothing juicy at all. Like, they didn't find anything. There was nothing suspicious about none of the surveillance tapes. And, they released the new video from the Epstein jail cell where it shows, like, all the time frame from the time that he was in the jail and then the time he committed suicide, and then there's nobody going in and out of the jail cell.
Wow.
So they're it's official he committed suicide because according to the video, it showed the whole time lapse.
Yeah, I'm not buying that, man. I remember even when, if that's the case, because remember like before too, the guards were like missing on their shifts. They like missed a shift to walk past, and that's when he was, taken out in his cell. Nobody. This is one of the few times in America we can come together as one and agree on something as a people that this man did not self-delete himself in no cell, especially with all the information and the dirt he had. Like, Prince Andrew on tab, like on registry. This man showed up on a regular to the island, Prince. So
Yeah. And I also remembered when they said that the video clip a long time ago when it first got released, they said that part when he died, the clip was missing.
Yeah, the footage was
Remember?
missing.
Yeah, they said that clip from that time frame was missing that whole time.
Yes.
And this is a long time ago. And now they release footage of like the whole cleaned up time frame where nothing happened when they could have done that in the first place.
Man, this ain't look. This square peg is not fitting in this round hole. This ain't making sense right now.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It took them that long to release like the new footage. I was like, nah. How long did it take you to pull up something off of your Ring camera if the cops showed up?
Instantly.
You're not gonna take you 5, 6, 7, 8 years to pull up that shit.
Man, not especially since they were saying the whole time that they had the list, that they had the client list. They were saying this the whole damn time, man. And it's crazy too because I remember leading up to the events. Well, I remember first of all when Trump was president back in the 2016s, and he kind of like after they grabbed like Ghislaine Maxwell after she got apprehended, and he was kind of like, "Well, I wish her well." I was like, "Oh, he's in on it." Who says that about these criminals that did this? That supposedly there's rumors floating around that you were cool because at that time I don't think there was a lot of photos floating around on that scale as it is now of his relationship with Epstein, but people started looking more into it after the whole Ghislaine comment, like, "Oh, I wish her well through her trial and everything." And a lot of people caught wind of it, like, "Is that something you say about a guy that's one of the biggest sex traffickers in probably human history?" Well, I know, maybe American history. A very weird response to it. And I remember leading up to this recent election last year when he was going against Kamala, a lot of his supporters were out there saying that, hey, like, I'm voting for this man because he's saying they're going to release Epstein files. You had like Pam Bondi, what's the dude's name? Like Dan Bongioни, and then Kash Patel. Before they even got their positions and the positions that they have now, they had like podcast shows and whatnot, always telling the audience, well, if we get these jobs in the White House, and we're gonna expose the deep state, and we're gonna do all this. And then these same three people that were saying this are now in these positions. Now they're saying like, oh yeah, there's nothing to see here with these Epstein files. There's nothing.
So Pam Bondi, she's something in Florida, right? Former something in Florida.
Yeah, she was like the former 37th Attorney General of Florida. Now, I saw the dates of when she was there, but there was rumors flying around right now saying that she was the Attorney General back when Epstein was running around making a mess. But the timeline ain't making sense with her being in a position there, so from what I heard. But yeah, she was Attorney General of Florida.
Didn't she say she have the list?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, so she came out yesterday. And no, not yesterday. Sorry, back, I want to say February? She came out saying that, hey, we have the client list and we're going to release it soon. And so Pam Bondini, she's actually the United States Attorney General, which means she's one of the top cops of the United States. And she came out back in February. We got a clip of it right here of her saying that, hey, yeah, we have the client list on my desk as we speak.
The video you sent me?
Yeah.
Let's play it real quick. I think it was this one.
The DOJ may be
this one?
releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
Okay, so she said she had the list like on her desk, but then like when I'm reading, so the DOJ, like they called her bluff basically saying like that list didn't exist, right? Is that what happened?
Well, it sounds like what the DOJ is saying is like this list doesn't exist at all, it never existed, or because like what she's saying now is that because she's changing her story from what I heard earlier, she changed her story to saying that the file was on her desk, not the client list. So we have information and files on this, on what's happening, but we don't have the actual client list of everyone who came on and off the island. But yeah, we have files on what happened with Epstein. So it's like, okay, you have the files on Epstein, but what happened to this client list that you said you were talking about? And now she's pretending like she's never said anything about it. I don't know. Did you ever get the photos too that I sent you to of the people that was holding out the phase 1 Epstein?
Yeah, I got them.
Yes, man. There's another one. So like that right there is Jack Pasabek. He's like on One American News or OANN. basically OAN is just like this Trump channel that always covers up Trump's mess and just and then they just love this dude they worship Trump. But so anyways, all like these 4 people and this guy right here, they were actually brought to the White House, and like I said, they're all right-wing influencers. So right wing is basically just Trump's party, the Republican Party. And so these guys are influencers from different aspects, from podcasts to, right wing television networks. Trump had all these people come in and was like, all right, guys, because you guys are part of my inner circle, because we're not bringing nobody else from other political groups in. We're going to bring people that kind of like me and always want to protect me and love me. Hey, we're going to get you guys the Epstein files, and then we're going to make a show out of it. And so they all went out in front of the White House and showed like these, Epstein files and all this other stuff. But then when they opened it up, all that shit was redacted. All that shit was black markered, and even they complained about it. Like, but what was it? Like, they came out and complained, saying like, look, you caught us here, tell us that you want to give us the truth about things, and this is all lies, and we don't know what to do with this now that you just lied to us. And they all kind of felt betrayed. Now, don't get me wrong, all those guys that came up there with that Epstein phase 1 binder, none of them are good people. They're all dying hard, like racist, like Republicans. They don't like anything darker than them. They're evil people all through and through. But they do feel betrayed about this whole Epstein thing with this file coming out. And when they first got the files and it was all redacted. And so then another person, because like all the people I'm talking about, kind of like the big players about it. The people that we should focus on when it comes to this whole Epstein file things are Pam Bondini, Dan Bongino, who's actually the director of the FBI. He was actually on Fox. He actually used to be a Fox News host for many years. And Fox News is that network that Trump loves because they cover up Trump's shit, like, trying to bury a body all the time. And so because a lot of people on Fox News were trying to fight for spots in his administration by kissing his ass, they was able to get jobs in the administration once Trump became president. And Dan Bongino is one of them. And he's like another guy who has his own podcast show as well, too. But there's a clip of him split in half showing, hey, this is what I'm going to do if this happens, and they need to release Epstein files as a cover-up. Now, fast forward to 2025, now that he's director of the FBI, he's like, well, there's no files at all. Sorry, guys. Forget all about it. It was all in your head. So, yeah, because we got a clip of that, too, with Dan Bongino.
Yeah, we do. Here we go.
Jeffrey Epstein story is a big deal. Please do not let that story go. Keep your eye on this. Catherine Rumler, we need to keep the heat on this case, folks. There are a lot of people who are knee-deep in the Washington swamp who are not telling you the truth about serious allegations out there that Epstein may have had video and audio of people out there doing things they shouldn't have been doing. You should be asking yourself the question, how is it that all these people, the CIA director, the Obama fixer, Bill Clinton, all intersected paths with Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore, and nobody seems to want to talk about it. Outside of a few entrepreneurial media outlets saying, hey, this is a big deal.
He killed himself. You want me to...
This is 2025.
I've seen the whole file. He killed him.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh. All right,
man. How fast that tune changed real quick.
Yeah, I think when they actually got a hold of the Epstein list, there was too much powerful people that was on there where it could ruin like a lot of shit. That's why they're like, you know what? How about we just say it didn't exist?
Right.
Even after all the chaos like they created with that whole mess, like they created that chaos with that whole shit. And then they kind of like came back and like, yeah, now where's the list now? Mm-hmm. What list? That's why Elon got pissed off.
Yeah, a lot of people got pissed off.
What the fuck? I was like, hey, I thought we were cool, man. I was like, what's up with this list? Like, why you on this list too?
And me, man. Like, if you know me, I don't care too much for Elon, but in this particular situation, I was like, go Elon, expose this shit, because, man, they're trying to sweep this under the rug. Because there's rumors, too, that, what are we in July now? Last month, about, 2 weeks ago now, Trump did an attack on the country of Iran out of nowhere. A lot of people in this country do not want to go to war again. We just got out of Iraq. That was a 20-year war, man. There's people I know who was in the military and saw their sons coming into the military while they were still in. deploying Iraq. And so it's like a generational war. So America is exhausted by wars at this point. And so Trump going after Iran and bombing them, a lot of people in the conspiracy world were saying that, hey, he's trying to do this to distract from the Epstein files. And I was like, that sounds fucking psychotic, but I believe that he would do it. That's damning evidence, because it's like Saudi princes on that client list, all types of powerful people. They ain't like this some John like works a 9 to 5 that gets off of work and he wants to go out on the weekend to go bang some chick out while his wife's at home taking care of the kids. These are like powerful people with real world responsibilities and real world money. Going to an island to take advantage of girls, little girls too. Ain't like no grown ass women. These
Don't forget about the little boys.
And the boys, the children.
The island boys.
I didn't want to get to that. I was about to say, were they on this island too?
Yeah, they're bred there.
Oh my God. Island boy. I can't believe they're still sticking around.
Yeah, they fight. They do boxing now.
Oh, no, they ain't. They trying to follow on okay.
Still trash.
I can imagine their wiry frame trying to.
Yeah, that shit made me want to fight them. I was like, one time, let's go. I was like, you got all that training, still don't know how to throw a punch.
It's thrown from the arms and the shoulders.
That shit was like this. I was like, whoa, don't you got a boxing trainer?
This is preschool? That's like preschool fight.
What's happening?
Man, a punch from the damn legs.
Sheesh, make that money though.
Hey, look, get it how you get it. But anyways, so back to this. Okay, so another person that we need to pay attention to is Kash Patel. Now, Kash Patel is like an American lawyer, and he's a former federal prosecutor who is serving right now as the director of the FBI. And man, Kash Patel, before he even got to this point as being a director of the FBI, this dude, despite his federal prosecutor background, he's always been like this psychotic conspiracy theorist. Now, I'm like this with conspiracy theorists out there. I think conspiracy theorists are healthy. It helps keep people on their toes. And you shouldn't always just have this unblind belief and faith in the government. But on the flip side too, I don't think conspiracy theorists and working in the government go together. It's kind of like church and school or church and state. I don't think those two things should mix. And I feel like conspiracy theorists stay out of politics, and politics should be its own thing. But you got Kash Patel, who is a rabid conspiracy theorist and a QAnon supporter too. And he's director of the FBI now. And so he was on his rave before, which I was able to grab a previous clip. But just a couple years ago, too, he was ranting and raving about, like, just the deep state. We need to go after these people, da-da-da-da. And Joseph Biden, which, look, I ain't no Biden stand like that at all, too. I think he should be in jail for the sexual assault allegation that he got back in the 90s. That's a whole nother mess, and I believe that shit 110%. But when it comes to this Epstein stuff, this ain't got nothing to do with Biden. This is with the current president of the United States. And I think, look, it don't matter who you are. You caught up in any type of, like, essay type of allegation, and if it's looking like you did this shit, you need to go to fucking prison. Like, that's full stop. So it's not really a party thing for me. It's between right and wrong. And so Kash Patel recently, I think it was like last month, he was on Joe Rogan when Elon dropped the bomb while he was like on air. I thought that shit was so sweet. The timing was fucking
It was when
perfect.
Elon, he was pissed off at Trump and shit.
Yep, and then Jamie was like, "Oh, guys, we got breaking news." Sometimes I wonder, like, when that went down, was Elon watching the show? It was like, I'm going to hit the green button.
Elon's weird. He probably was. Oh, we'll play the clip real quick.
Yeah.
This is going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here. Elon and Trump seem to be in a bit of a spat. Joe, you want to check the tweet that Elon just put out a little bit ago?
Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Jesus Christ.
I'm not participating in any of that conversation.
What is
between
the guy
Elon.
Have a
talking to
nice
Patel,
day,
right?
DJD. Someone should take his phone away.
They're going back and forth about different things. And
Yeah. Listen,
Well, he said he was disappointed in Elon.
yeah,
Yeah.
they told him to leave.
Jesus Christ, that's a crazy thing to say. How does he know? Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? I mean, does he have access to the Epstein files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out of the Trump Elon thing. That's way outside
What
my
the
lane.
fuck are they doing?
I know my lane, and that ain't it.
I just don't. I mean,
I think he knows.
Man,
I think Elon
yeah,
knows, because why would he just say that, dude? Your name is too big just to be saying shit.
Elon got a lot of access when he got close to Trump. He gave him the keys to a lot of shit.
Yeah,
that I don't
they're
think
like, you probably gave it to the wrong guy because this guy, I thought he was doing shit for good, and then it looks like that way. Like even if like, he thought Trump was good, it's like, nah, dude, Trump was on the Epstein list. This dude was doing all the dirty shit, like with Prince Andrew, and his hands are dirty as fuck too. And then if you have somebody like in the royal family that's doing fucked up shit, man, you got so much power back behind you to try to fucking clean this shit up, and they've been doing it for years, trying to clean it up. And this is the best they can do.
Man, sloppy job, man. Sloppy as shit, man. And Kash Patel is the director of the fucking FBI. He had the nerve to sit up and say, oh, this is out of my lane. There's nothing I can do about it. When the FBI was the one doing an investigation in the first place on this shit. You are the main director of the FBI. The head, you are the man that runs the FBI. You are the director, bro.
So how is he not in the lane? That's his lane, right?
This is you need to be suiting up and getting ready to start throwing some fucking punches. You better get to work.
Who else is fucking looking at these 300 gigabytes of data that they found at the damn Epstein Island? How is there no list? Speaking of the list, I remember a long time ago we spoke about the whole Epstein list, and there was this black book a long time ago. Like some lady said that Epstein dropped the black book while he was walking in New York. This was in the early 90s, and then she picked it up, and then she never found who the person was, right? But she was reading through all the pages, and then she saw a list of names of all these like powerful people. Like they saw President Clinton, they saw like a whole bunch of celebrity names in there, a whole bunch of people in politics. She's like, and then it shows their name, their date, and then a whole bunch of other information about them with their phone number too. It was like a whole black book, and then it got sold on eBay because the lady, she needed to get her car fixed. Somebody bought it on eBay, and the person who bought it on eBay happened to be some journalist for some website, and then they produced a whole documentary about that black book because they started calling all the numbers like in that book to verify if these are real people. They even called the one like with Trump's name, and this was years ago. We talked about this. Trump name and number was there. Like, of course, that number wasn't his when they called it, but they said that number used to be his number. It was like a New York number, and it used to be his number.
Yeah, I remember that too, because I remember there was all like Kevin Spacey on the list, which, man, what happened with Kevin Spacey, the actor?
Yeah.
I remember they said like Kevin Spacey, the actor, was on the list, and the reason why I bring him up too, because back in the 2010s, his ass got canceled because all this shit came out that he was, because there was always rumors anyways that he may have been like homosexual, which has nothing to do with him being like, a sex deviant like he is. But there was rumors for the longest going around that he was like that he's homosexual. But then he was like, I guess, hanging out with like 17, 18-year-old boys and then drugging them. And then it was waking up in like bathtubs with him on top of them and stuff. Crazy shit that Kevin Spacey got caught up in. And that's why he got fired from his show and everything, because a lot of that stuff was coming out. And then so when his name popped up on the Epstein list, it was like, ooh, at least on the travelogue. I was kind of like, okay, this is
the travelogue.
I was like, this shit is serious, man. This is
the Lolita Express. I remember that shit. Fucking Bill Gates was on that shit.
But
his name was always being thrown in there, and like it was almost like if you know about Epstein list, you'd be like, oh yeah, Bill Gates was on it, Clinton was on it, Epstein. Who else? That dude on a wheelchair. Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah, he always been kind of a freak too, man. Not like I mean like more as in like he always been like a sexual deviant in a way, because I heard he used to cheat on his wife a lot back in the day.
Yeah, how do you cheat on your wife in a wheelchair and you can't even talk?
I think it might have been before that shit kicked in.
Oh.
I think it's
you sure? Because he was in a wheelchair for a long time.
Like, let me put it in. I don't think he was doing all that, but like,
I'll show you a black hole.
Turn around and don't wipe.
Ew.
Yeah, man. There's another guy on that list too. His name's Noam Chomsky. He's like a philosopher and all.
Noam Chomsky.
Noam Chomsky. He's this guy. He's like involved in like left-leaning politics, and a huge like a lot of people on the left used to love Noam Chomsky. Now Noam Chomsky, like the left is like basically the opposition party to Donald Trump. They're more progressive. They're all about rights and stuff. But in this case, somebody like Noam Chomsky, who's always been like a darling of the left, that a lot of these left political leaning people, believe in, they love Noam Chomsky a lot. But even his name popped up on the damn Epstein list. And when the people on the left started asking him, like, hey, what's up with you on that travel log? He was like, it's no one's business but me and Epstein. The people on the left dropped his ass in a heartbeat. Just like, you can't be a part of this political circle no more. You're compromised. And so they kicked his ass the fuck out. And so he's been kind of like in exile for like some years now. But so it's been like, man, they've been catching people from both sides of the aisle. Whether if you Democrat, Republican, or whatever, they're catching like, well, obviously Clinton's an old school one. That's old hat. That's everybody knew he was on that shit. He's a weirdo, but yeah, they was catching people on both sides of the aisle. It just so happens that the president of the United States is also on this damn list. So, fuck, man. Even I got a picture back here on my poster board of like when Eric Trump was like 11 years old.
Right. Let's see.
I don't know if should I bring this up closer? Let's
I'm gonna put you on full screen.
Protest doing the No Kings Day. So
which picture?
Which
picture are you talking about?
Okay, let me go. Which way am I moving? I feel like I'm moving the opposite. Okay.
Oh, the black and white one?
Yeah, so this black and white one on the bottom right, you can see.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I'm trying to. All right, so that's Trump right there, right? On Lolita Express with Epstein. On the bottom left, it's like some little girl in between Epstein and Trump. But the hand on that Trump has on his kid's arm, that's Eric Trump at 11 years old on August 13th, 1995. He took his own son. I don't know if they're on the way to the island or what, but they're on the Lolita Express though. Straight up. And I saw this like the day I was going to go for my protest. I looked it up and I was like, what? That's insane. What is going on here? This man took your own. Look, I'm not condoning.
They could have went somewhere else, but still, like the main thing is they're good buddies with Epstein, and we all know Epstein's background. Like if you're good friends with him, you knew he was doing dirty shit.
You had to, man. You had to. It's like having a friend and not knowing they're a drug dealer. That's impossible, boy. There's no way you would not know your friend is a drug dealer. You're gonna see some signs, something. Some drugs
I'm
on the
not
table.
a drug dealer. I don't know why I made that face.
I do not do that at all. But no, but it's one of the things, and I'm not condoning them hanging out with each other at all, but it's one of them situations like, man, if you're going to be a dirtbag with this dirtbag. Why you got your kids hanging around this dirtbag? Like, what? I don't care if they're going to Disneyland.
I think like back then, especially like during those times, it's easier to get away with a lot of shit.
Man.
Way easier. Now there's just too many ways to get caught, dude.
People are speaking out more too on this
and
shit.
People are speaking out more, and that's why you got all these victims of Epstein, but there's no Epstein list. But there's evidence of all these people that got screwed with Epstein. There's an island. There's people that been there. People who talked about, big name guys like Clinton being over there. They have to watch him get drilled or whatever. Just like get drilled by Bill Clinton.
Oh man. Be slow.
Yeah, that's horrible. Don't imagine it.
He's like, this is better than Hillary. Man,
Hillary's a reptile.
But
she been dead. She dead.
Since the 80s. But yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell, the main one. Like, look, they ain't throwing these people in jail just because they having fun. And I always say this: jail is designed for poor people. So when they start throwing rich folks like this in jail, it's some horrendous shit. And they ain't doing this shit. Like, this is like some real crimes they committed. Something that's so big they can't sweep under the rug.
Well, is Ghislaine Maxwell? Is she still in prison right now?
Fuck yeah, she ain't never getting out.
So she has a real case on her, right? She has.
Oh yeah.
So she ain't never coming out.
Oh, she's never getting out of there. In a lot of ways though, on some real shit. And somebody mentioned this earlier. It's a damn shame the only person that's been locked up out this whole thing was a woman.
R. Kelly. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's another damn monster right there.
I remember that shit like when they said they released Diddy, and then R. Kelly got pissed off. He was like, how the hell they released him before me?
I had a feeling Diddy was going to get off, man. I was like, if they can't get him on his RICO charge, then he walking, bro. And
dude.
I know right now, because I think he's getting sentenced in October. That's his next sentencing date. And from my understanding, he's only been charged with the Cassie thing and then transporting prostitutes over state line. So they're saying he might get 20 years for it. But they're probably going to give him like 4 years and then it's probably going to be like, hey, time served in prison. So he's already been there for, what, a year now, maybe? Or maybe it would be a year this year.
Already?
Sometime. Yeah, I think maybe November would be a year. But that's how I think it's going to go down with Diddy. He's going to, because they couldn't get him on a RICO charge, right? That was why he was there. But that was why he was there full foremost, was the RICO charge. They couldn't find nobody that he conspired or he was he worked with to run this whole thing. So he took all of the fall for it. And so because he took the fall for it himself, they can't charge him for conspiracy because he's just by himself. So they wound up not being able to charge him with conspiracy or RICO charges. And then from what it sounds like to me now is that he's looking at 20 years in prison. They're probably gonna knock everything down to 4 years, and then he probably served like maybe another year and a half in prison, and then 2 years on house arrest, so 4 years altogether. So hey, this man walked, bro. This is fucking crazy.
It just shows you how powerful his shit is. It's because he probably, I think it's more than money, but he had his own. He got his own list. Yeah.
Connects to, because that was another person that was connected with Trump. All these pictures they got with each other at these damn parties.
They're all connected. Yeah, it's a lot deeper than just money. It's how much shit he got on other people too, and people that's like, hey, you're on the outside, and you know strong people on the outside that can help him.
Yeah,
and they're like, shit, like you're gonna still have to get locked up, but it's not gonna be as long. But we're gonna get you out. Diddy's like, yeah. That's all I gotta hear. Like, you guys better be doing your shit because all you guys could be in here like with me right now.
Yeah. You know, I heard, I don't know how true this is, but I heard that when they was going through his house, they found like a secret room in Diddy's house. Found a completely secret room, had all these files and notes on all these people that came to his parties. Like, I don't know if it was like recordings and tapes and stuff, but he had shit on everybody that was showing up at these parties. Yeah, so Diddy got his own list. So
yeah, meanwhile, everybody's on the Epstein list. Like, there is a Diddy list.
There's a Diddy list. There's Epstein list. Shit, there's probably an R. Kelly list for all we know, man. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, but the R. Kelly one is all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, ain't nobody worried about that shit.
Yeah. So right now, like Epstein, and then the Diddy list.
Diddy
list probably come out like later. But his shit is tied in to the Epstein. It's like they're playing with the same people.
Yeah, birds of a feather, man.
All the celebrities, all of them, all the big guys that you see on TV, in the movies, on the news.
Man. Some of your favorite celebs caught up in this shit.
Your neighbor, just playing. Maybe not your neighbor.
I hope not. I like my neighbor. He cool as shit.
Yeah, maybe not your neighbor. But who knows, man?
Man, who knows? But
so there's actually still like some sealed documents, like some Epstein files are still locked up. The DOJ says that they're sealed to protect victims. But you know, like the skeptic thinks that that's where like the real secret is. I mean, come on. Get the Epstein files, then some of them are still like locked up, but they're still files. Yeah. It's not like they got nothing, because what were they doing the whole time?
Man,
looking at empty folders.
Right?
Think about that.
What y'all wasted this whole time for? Y'all just sitting around
looking at space, white paper. What are you looking at?
Hundreds of blank sheets of paper. Like, very weird, man. This is a massive cover up to me. This is This is bigger than Trump.
Would that be crazy? They just close like the whole case. And then there's nothing else. Like, we don't hear none of it on the news no more.
I saw somebody mention this earlier. There was like, they're not going to release anything on these Epstein files till like 2060 because everybody has to be dead in order for them to like go forward with busting out the real shit. But
that's the same like with the JFK files.
JFK. But then again, the JFK files kind of fell flat to me. It was like, y'all didn't introduce anything new to what we already know. And then same thing with the MLK files. And it was like, oh yeah, Martin Luther King was assassinated by this person, all that. I'm like, and the FBI, what y'all ain't telling us nothing new with these file drops. Like, y'all just releasing the same old shit that I saw on a YouTube channel, on a History Channel back then. So what y'all ain't saying nothing different.
Well, officially they started saying it, but unofficially, of course, they were talking about it on other platforms and stuff because of the people that worked on the inside. They're not afraid to talk.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
Exactly.
you can only take their word with a grain of salt, right? Because they could be making it all up too.
Straight up, man.
Because the people that work with NASA or whatever, yeah, we didn't land on the moon. Like, okay, should we believe you? Like, I don't know, right?
Should you?
Yeah, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, shit, I wasn't there. But then when you get the official letter, like, oh, so that guy
Right.
was right. They never went like that. But I believe they went.
Go to the moon?
Yeah, they did win. But I think there's a reason why they can't go back. They went, they're like, oh shit, we're not supposed to be here. This is like, we're in trouble right now. Let's go back.
I wonder if I need to look this up, to be honest. Have they ever sent a human to the dark side of the moon before? Like, just walk to that shit, or...
I put money they have, and they're probably still there. Like, they're doing a lot of shit there.
Because of all the photos we've seen of the moon, it's always like the facing side of the moon towards Earth and Earth in the background. But have somebody like landed on the clear side where we could see and then walk, like with a backpack and everything, cross over that light to dark threshold.
They did.
Probably demons on that side of the moon.
Yeah, there's like a whole city back there.
It's probably monsters,
Like, it's
man.
there. I'm just waiting for them to tell us.
China about to take that moon anyway, so they'll let us know.
They're there too. They're probably like, they out there taking a shot of Jack Daniels on the dark side.
All right, and trying to launch off from there to Mars.
Mm-hmm. So, like, do you think like this would be like the end of the whole Epstein saga, or like the government version of closing this case?
I think so. Only because too, like America, it's a special kind of country. America has a very short attention span. I say within the next, in July, I say probably about like November, then shit starts getting crazier in this country because every day something's going on here, boy. It's like the news is exhausting. I miss the old days of like boring ass politics, but this shit's off the chain now. But I can see people kind of like forgetting about this as time goes on because that's how they do. Like a lot of times, from what I've seen with politicians, and they get caught up in scandals like this, they're very good at just kind of like, hey, we're going to pretend like it never happened, and then let's go on to the next news story, or let's kind of create some other shit to get people's minds off of it, and then people forget, and the world keeps on spinning, and then we'll be reminded about it probably about 5 years from now or something. I don't know.
Yeah, in a whole Netflix documentary.
All right. Dun. I'm like, oh, yes.
Yeah, because I mean, of course, it'll be nice if, you know, we got like the people caught that was involved in all this fucked up shit, right? Like they deserve like what they did to other people. Mm-hmm. But then like at the same time, like even if they didn't get caught, like maybe this stopped like that shit from happening. Especially if there was like one of the big places where they did fucked with a whole bunch of kids and stuff.
Oh,
maybe
like this whole incident kind of...
Yeah, they stopped like one huge hub. You know, but I'm pretty sure there's plenty other around the world.
Oh, yeah,
because this is big money. It's a whole big money system.
I think sex trafficking is so insane that I wouldn't be. Me personally, I think a lot of governments like around the world, even in America, like somehow like, you know, complicit in it. Because then you start finding out like there's this one guy named Matt Gaetz. He used to be the congressman of Florida. I think he got like a podcast show now or some shit. But he had to leave his job in politics because he was under scrutiny from like, you know, like I think like 5 or 6 years ago, like his Cash App information got leaked, and he was sending money to like underage like girls that were a part of a prostitution ring. And so he was either flying them to Florida or flying to their location. But he was looking at like charges for like child sex trafficking because he was flying them over state lines, which is a federal offense. Damn. And so he had to run out of politics for a little bit. But he's like a rabid Trump supporter and stuff like that. And I was like, bro, how deep does this shit go? But like, y'all really try to normalize being with children, because there's even in other states in the United States where there's politicians, like for example, like the state of Illinois, they've like lowered the age of consent to marry girls out there, and there's some states right now trying to lower the age of consent to marry girls at the age of 12 and 11. So I was like, what
States
the
in
fuck?
America?
Yes, bro, I'm telling you, huge thing that's been going on for the past couple years. Like this party specifically has been trying to lower the age of consent for girls. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What about for boys?
Probably for boys too. Shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to see if it's fair.
But like I mean, everybody need to get it.
But like speaking of like the whole consent age, you know, in the Philippines, it was legal for sex with children at the age of 12 for a long time.
Oh my God.
That's why like a lot of people were flocking to the Philippines for a vacation, in quotations.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't get legal till like just a few years ago. Like that's the crazy part where these tourists were coming over to the Philippines just having sex with all these children, dude.
You know, I can see
Until
why
just
they
recently, maybe like 5 years at the most.
That's crazy. And they had a
Look it
female
up,
president.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy too. They've had a female president and everything in the Philippines. Like, all right, that's very backwards. But at the same time too, I see on the flip side why the government may allow this to happen, because it's probably a huge part of their tourism. That's taking money out the pockets of the country.
That's disgusting. But
yeah, that's the conspiracy. Like that's my conspiracy eye opening up. This
or
might
maybe
be,
it's just in the culture, you know.
and that's even that might actually
Yeah,
might
where it's like,
worse.
because there's other cultures too, like even like in the Middle East where something like that is normal, is normalized. Like, yeah, that's okay. Like, yeah, she's like 13. Yeah, that's okay.
Here's my wife. She just turned 14.
Yeah.
Look at this one.
It's
She's on
where
her second kid.
the countries where it's not okay, where we look at a side, it was like, what the hell? She's 13.
What the fuck? She should be
She's
playing.
12. What the hell? Like, what do you see in like somebody that young, right?
Wow, you can't even buy you a drink. I'm confused.
But shit, people are weird. If you're out there in the world enough, you'll know like there's a lot of weird people, and the internet shines light on that. So you should know like this world is fucked up, dude. Like it's weird. It's
Beyond
not all flowers and butterflies. Like this shit is a freaking war zone, dude. If you fucking, you know, like Fortnite where they're in the plane, they're jumping down to Earth and shit, dude. When you're jumping down to this planet, yay.
It's just chaos. It's like,
Good luck, you know? Like, don't land somewhere where your heart is gonna break, dude, because you're gonna see a lot of chaos.
man, he's like, you land in America and be like, all right, cool. Now hurry up and find a gun. Like, the first thing you find a gun.
you might be okay. You land here, like, nobody really fuck with people like that, like, for no reason, you know?
Nah. Usually a lot of times in this country, somebody, you get shot, somebody, you know, had a beef with.
Something has to pop off.
You usually got keep your circle clean, man. Some people ain't always looking out for your best interest, man.
Yeah. The snakes everywhere, dude.
Snakes.
But yeah, so whether you believe the feds or not, they're feeding us with fairy tales. You know, one thing's for sure, you know, this Epstein saga is pretty fishy.
Man, this is a big news of the weekend.
Yeah.
Massive news. I was shocked we was gonna talk about it. I was like, oh man, this swing is a little too close to politics. It's like,
yeah. But I was like, shit. I was like, what is a good topic that we can talk about right now? And then I think this one, it hits our shit because we already been talking about Epstein list years ago, 5-6 years ago.
Man, still talking about this shit. And nothing.
Yeah, I was like, what are they gonna release it? Oh, they have nothing.
I know Elon dropped something on. I heard earlier he dropped something on X, and it was like days without people convicted for the Epstein client list, and it was like 0. Like nobody.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Elon's rubbing their face in it. And I ain't no fan of Elon and any stretch of the imagination. I really don't like the guy. But if this is the battle of the two, Elon, I'm on his side for right now. Get his ass.
I think he's a good dude. But
light his ass up.
I think he got nice shoes. But Tenendo was good. Tenendo says somebody has it. I just know it. Yeah, the FBI has it.
Man, locked up in a vault.
They have. Even Elon seen the list. Why would Elon be making up shit saying, "Oh, Epstein is on the list. That's why they're not releasing it"?
It's crazy too.
When he said that, the first thing in my head was like, "No shit, he's on the list." It's just you're just barely seeing it, but he's seeing it officially because we don't know that. We know it from speculation, from other sources. But Elon, he's in there. He saw it.
Yeah, I've heard both sides of the story of like Elon hasn't seen the list. And I think that's usually coming from like a lot of people that support Trump. They say like, man, he ain't never seen no list, man. Elon's lying. And then I'm hearing like from Elon's side and from his supporters, like he has seen the list. And I'm like this, he was so close to this president in the White House. I'm pretty sure the talks of that list was going around before he even got there. So he probably walked in the room with somebody talking about it, something. But I would say he would know more than the average person. He definitely knows more than the average people though.
He knows. He has a lot of information that the normal people don't know.
I realized this trend, especially when it comes to Trump, because this happened during his first term as presidency. Every time he's had a beef with someone, it's always like, and he's kind of like fired him and kicked him out the White House or whatever. They've all had like, yo, this is the information I got about Trump. They've all spilled the beans, like, because when you're with him, you're like, I'm gonna be loyal to him. But the second I'm noticing when these people get done dirty, they're like, hey, look, I got all the deets of all the shit he's been doing, and it's kind of like, damn, Trump, like you don't check these people before they leave, like just walking out with all this info. The fuck?
Yeah. So like Elon, he also posted. He was like, what time is it? He's like, oh look, it's no one has been arrested. Clock time again.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, that shit. Got him.
Alongside a gag of Jeffrey Epstein pedophile arrest counter struck at 0. Man,
it looked like one of them incidences that happened at work. It's like, how many days it's been since somebody got injured at work?
Yeah,
that's what it reminded me of. It was like 0.
And then he put he's like, then what is Ghislaine Maxwell in prison for?
Man, right? She ain't there on vacation.
Yeah, if there's like some invisible list, nobody got hurt or harmed. Why is Ghislaine Maxwell in prison?
The only one right. They doing it. But well, for one, she was recruiting a lot of them girls. She was, in my way, I've always had a person.
If she was recruiting somebody for Epstein, wouldn't there be a list of the whole Epstein list? Like, come on.
All these girls, she was going out
hand in hand together, partners in crime.
Yes, man. And then I remember after they grabbed Ghislaine and they threw her ass in prison and all that, one of her cellmates came out, was like, yeah, somebody was trying to contact me and was trying to tell me to murder her for some money. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, that was like last year, the year before. Yeah, well, some lady came forward, was like, someone was contacting me through the outside trying to pay me to murder her. And I was like, I don't want no part of this. And because I guess she was like a cellmate or something with Ghislaine or something. And
damn, so someone was trying to pay her to kill Ghislaine? Because, of course, Ghislaine, she got all the information and shit.
Yeah, she the last one.
But what's wild is like her whole shit has been quiet for a long time. You think like her saga is gonna start up? The Ghislaine saga? Man. I was like, if you guys are not gonna expose it, I am. Like, no shit. Like, who are you saving? You're already in prison.
Right? I think she got a lot of death. I think she got a lot of death threats for it because they, like, from my understanding, when Ghislaine was brought into custody, one of the first things she was talking about was like, they're gonna kill me in here. And then sure enough, this prisoner came out, was like, someone contacted me. Some mysterious person got in contact with me and was trying to hand me money under the table to murder this chick. And I ain't know shit. I'm trying to get out of prison. Like, what the fuck?
But if you were, let's say like you were in prison for the next 10 years, right? And then you get a phone call from somebody saying, hey, I'm a powerful person. I can get you out of prison within the next year. And then I will pay you to where you can live your whole life, do whatever you want with a lot of money as long as you kill Ghislaine Maxwell. Would you do it?
No, hell no, man. Because now that you're involved in it, now you're a loose end. And so then when you get free, then they're going to kill you at a halfway house or where the hell you at on the street? Like,
now you ask me that question.
What would you do, Billy?
I would kill her. I would stop him like mid-sentence and I would already kill her.
Say less.
Because I was like, all right, I'm be locked up for the next 10 years, right? Okay, what's the worst that can happen? Me being locked up for life? I was like, in my head, I'm like, I'm already in for life.
Right.
I'm like, golden egg opportunity right here.
I'm about to buy another but cigarettes with this money. Cigarettes and commissary items like
Correction.
deodorant.
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
That is cocaine money.
When they get snuggled through people, smoking in through people's butts.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, if I was in a life sentence, oh man, where are you gonna go? Shit, you done. You might as well just go ahead and do it.
I'll look up in the sky. Is this what you want?
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, I'm stuck here. Like, I got an opportunity. I'm gonna take it.
I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be prison rich.
No, I'm gonna be outside because that's what the dude offered. Freedom within a year. Remember, I said within a year. And then I come out, bank account filled.
Pop your collar.
Yeah.
I'm
going
free.
going to whatever parties I want. Because I've been locked up for so long, I was like, where the party at?
I'm about to throw my own Diddy party now. Where's the baby oil?
Where the baby oil at? Yeah.
Billy Walters party.
You got anything else on this Epstein shit?
Nah, that's about it for me.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get on the next topic. All right, and we are back for the next topic of the night. All right, so doctors warn of BBL smell as they reveal that patients struggle to keep clean after enhancing their bottoms.
I always wondered that.
I wondered that too.
Yeah, especially if they got like long nails and BBL. I'm like, oh,
and their ass
really
is just so big. Like, how do you keep that clean? Especially like if you're in public, right? You're like in and out quick, you know? So a number of plastic surgeons are raising alarms about an odor dubbed BBL smell, described as musty or sour, that some patients report after getting a Brazilian butt lift procedure.
Yeah, if you're gonna get the BBL, get a bidet. Shit.
Right. But it's
hand in
actually
hand.
yeah, it is. But it's actually more than just like keeping your ass clean. So like they said that when too much fat is injected, like in your ass, right, the blood can't even reach all of it. So there's like some dying fat cells like in your ass that dies off, and then they give off this odor. And then a lot of this can lead to like infections or even like sepsis.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like your ass is so big, right? Because all that fat is blocking it. No blood is going to these cells. So the cells end up dying, or then they release odor. So someone with a big ass, like, that shit smells.
Yeah, there's been stories of people, like people, women. Ain't no man out there getting BBL. But with stories of women,
Yeah.
at least as far as I know. But there's stories that you hear of like women dying from getting these BBLs. It'd be like them cheap ones from like Mexico too. It'd be them bad ones from
Yeah. That's sad, dude.
Man, hell yeah.
Yeah, like the cost of beauty is crazy.
But the cost of self-love is free.
It's priceless. Yeah, it's free.
Well, you know.
Yeah, if you love yourself on the inside, you don't have to do all this weird shit, right? Like get all this fake stuff. And then you gotta go through like all this stuff, especially like with the whole Brazilian butt lift stuff. That shit is dangerous, man.
It is.
Yeah, because it can get all botched, right? And then you get all infected, like if it's done incorrectly. And then your ass is fucking destroyed. And then I heard like some people, they just die from that shit.
Yeah, because they go to them fake ass like doctors to do it. They don't even go to, some of them don't even go to real doctors. They be going to like vets who are performing these surgeries, like veterinarians performing these surgeries.
Yeah, they're like, he's like, yeah, I can sew up a wound and I can put something in your ass.
$500 is better than
It's
paying
like, damn, I'll go to
$5,000.
Mexico, get that shit for a discount. Yeah, you probably will die.
I remember a couple years ago, there was like these group of black folks. It was like, well, it wasn't like a big ass group. It was a trio. It was like two dudes and this black chick, right? They were driving to Mexico because she wanted to get a BBL. And when she crossed when they got to the border, they got kidnapped by this cartel. Because the cartel thought they was driving across the line, the border, because they thought that was there to sell drugs, and so they wound up like killing them, like executing them and stuff.
Damn.
And then the United States government found out about it, and it was like, bro, they was just there to get a BBL. So then the cartel had to come out and be like, our bad. actually, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab the guys who murdered these tourists, and we're gonna turn them into you guys. And that's what they did. The cartel was like, well, look, we don't want no smoke here. It was an accident. We thought they was here selling weed. But it's like, damn, even if you there for a BBL, even if the BBL don't kill you, the cartel might accidentally kill your ass on accident. Like, stay
that
home.
shit's on site, man.
Man, what the
You
fuck?
can't
Stay
even get
home.
like a discount BBL. You got to go through a cartel. Like, come on, man. The
Yeah,
shit
but
ain't
cartel,
worth
like-
it. You got to keep up with like so much shit, dude, just for your beauty. Like, and then like the dudes that like that shit, like the big ass like that, it's like, dude,
That's
the
too much.
upkeep. You got to think about the upkeep that she has to go through to keep that shit going. She's probably like in like beauty hell. Like, damn, I got to do all this shit just to look good for like just every time they step out the house. They got to go through all that shit. This is like after they do their makeup for I don't know how long, and then now they got to worry about their ass not smelling.
Man, too many layers of shit.
Bob said, who you
No
talking
pun
about?
intended.
Bob said, who
Oh,
you talking
just-
about? No, people with BBLs.
And not no one. in
Yeah, we're talking
particular.
about BBLs because there's like this whole story about people with BBLs. They said their butt smells, and the surgeons are talking about. They're raising an alarm about this because like not just like with the whole fat not reaching to the cells in their ass and then creating the dead cells, making it stink. Like still, the other one is they're not properly cleaning their ass right after taking a shit.
Causing
So
infections.
they're having cleaning difficulties, you know, and from the sweat, the urine, the feces, all that shit can build up, and then it's like a breeding ground for like bacteria. Especially if your ass is so big, like I'm gonna just wipe around the rim because they can't reach the butthole because it's freaking so far in there because your ass is so big, and then your fingernails are long. Like, how are you gonna get in there?
Long ass fingernails, or maybe just arms too short. Like you can't even get
Yeah,
in there.
you probably look good for the night and shit, but shit, you're on the inside, you're struggling.
Unless
Trying
they
to upkeep
reach.
that shit because it doesn't smell like mint down there.
What if they like reach to the front instead of going to the side? They wipe from like going through the front. I mean, that still would be kind of It's still a lot of meat. It's still a lot of meat in a way though. A lot of butt.
Still dangerous because you go into the front to the back, and then you're contaminating the main hole.
Yeah, and that's why. And you know what? I was told that by a female not too long ago. It's like women should never write from the front, like from the back to the front, because if it gets to the main hole in the front, it can cause infection. So yeah,
They can get
disregard
like a
that.
UTI and everything.
Man, what the? I always imagine it like this though. If you got a BBL too big, it's like when you see like those morbidly obese people who be like on a couch, like whoa, I can't move, and you know they like there's like stories of like people spraying them with water hoses to clean them because they can't clean all the folds and stuff. They gotta like get up under there with like a power washer and shit.
Right.
I don't know. And so
I
I
don't
imagine.
know, power washer might be pushing it, but yeah, they.
Yes, I was joking on that one, but they spray the water. Yeah, they spray
That
with a water
hurt, power
hose.
wash hurt, but yeah. Yeah,
yeah, they-
exactly. It's hard to clean somebody that's like that big, you know,
Yeah.
because the
Why is
normal
it-
shower is not doing it. The towels, the wet towels, are not really doing it. But yeah, like there's like this TikTok user. Her name is Gen X Magical. She said that there was an odor coming from the incisions, like where she had surgery, like on her ass, right? She's like, the smell was too bad, like from her BBL. She's like, fuck this shit. She said, give me my regular ass back, because she said like her underwear would get all fucking, you know, all messed up, like her lining and everything. She said her whole underwear was stink up, and she's like, she don't want to keep living like that. So she's like, just give me my fucking regular ass back. Like this whole thing, like this whole beauty contest, like on social media, that shit's not worth it.
Man, no, man. And all you see is these women running around on social media with BBLs. But do us as men? Well, first of all, I think a lot of men don't even find that shit attractive. Not as much,
Especially
as
when it
women.
looks fake.
Yeah, no, because I remember Melissa asked me this a couple weeks ago about BBLs. She's like, "Do you find them attractive?" I was like, "No." I was like, "If they do look good on a female, it has to match with the legs and the thighs and all that." But the thing is, though, these women are looking around like lopsided, like potatoes and shit. Like it looks weird, and no one's like Who's stopping them? Like, anybody in your family love you to tell you, like, hey, like, get something more appropriate with your body? Because it's like when you see women get boob jobs, but they're built like a pencil, but then boobs are like the size of a car tire. It don't look right.
It's weird, yeah. It just throws off the whole golden ratio was off. You could just tell. Yeah.
Like look like an 8-year-old drew you on some shit.
Yeah.
Just disproportionate body.
Bob says, wait, so nobody talks about the stank? No, I don't think so, because that never crossed my mind until I read this article. So I was like, oh shit, they must be dealing with like a lot of stank down there, you know?
Right. Then again, I don't know a lot of people that deal with women with BBLs either. So
yeah, because like we said earlier, like it's not just like them like not wiping properly. Like it's like the dead cells in their ass that's just dying and giving off odor on its own, you know? Because it's all that fat that they put in your ass. The blood is not traveling back there. That shit's blocked. Like it's like you're trying to go 285 and that shit got blocked off, right? Like, oh, you got to go to 75 now? And it's going to take a whole lot longer for it to get to your destination. And then, you know, the blood vessel's probably doing the same shit. They're like, all right, this lane is blocked. We cannot go there. And then, guess what? Those cells are dead. Right. They're not getting the treatment.
Nothing but rotting skin.
And now it smells.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then all the people's like, damn, this BBL, the whole craze for BBLs, that shit is toxic, man. The whole social media shit is toxic, especially like with beauty.
Man, hell yeah.
But mostly with females.
Yeah, and honestly, it's always been like this in this world, at least in America for the most part, because America values like youth a lot. They don't give a fuck about old people, like, especially when you hit 40 as a woman. But they try to kick your ass to the side and don't care, like you don't even exist no more. And so it's always been like this race to be beauty in America. Because before the internet, there was like Victoria's Secret magazines back then that were like, you know, wanting women to get skinnier and be bulimic and stuff. And now it's like, okay, now it's shifted over to like BBLs now. And it's just become this damn craze. And all of this is because at the end of the day, you just want internet clout. You're trying to get some fame. Because there's girls out there with BBLs and entire Instagram pages with thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, all just showing BBL. And sometimes I wonder, do they even make a living off this shit? I don't even know how.
Yeah. But there are like people like with BBLs and then they still live like the normal life. And then everything is normal. They don't stink. It's not like all of them has like a stink ass like that. It's just
those extremely
there's
massive.
Still
ones.
like a lot of cases of the whole fucked up ass smelling shit. But I don't think it's all of them is affected, because if it was all affected, it wouldn't be so popular.
Right. I think it's when people just get it to the extreme, like, or maybe too big for their frames. Like, so maybe if you like more of a heavyset woman that wants to get a BBL, then maybe you could like, you know, get a bigger BBL that your body can handle. But if you like, a $115 and you want to get a BBL like that weighs like 98 pounds. Yeah, your body is gonna kill parts of your body, because your body ain't built to run that blood that through like that big. So it's just,
that body ain't built for that big ass dump truck.
Man, dump truck booty.
Body like, what the fuck is this shit? Just like traveling to another planet.
Man, for real, I had very weird craze going on with the BBL. I don't like it at all.
Mm-hmm. So, like in another case, a 39-year-old lady named Kay Montana reported that 7 weeks after her BBL, she smelled like a rotting flesh.
Oof.
And then she said that the stench like persisted like through like laundry. And then she's like, damn, like my ass fucking stink. Like it got to the point where like her whole relationship ended and everything. And she's like, damn.
Damn. The man didn't even want.
And then she's like, fuck it, this ass ain't worth it. Like it probably look good outside, but then like on the inside, it's not good.
I want my old butt back.
Boyfriend's like, no, this shit smell, man. It's too much.
Yeah, I know some people like I know someone who like I didn't know this was even a thing until I heard they had it. But like, do you ever have like body dysmorphia?
Yeah,
it's like when when people find their bodies very disgusting and they constantly want to get like surgeries done over and over and over. And I feel like some women get to that point where they get like body dysmorphia. Even like because a lot of men who probably experience this too, where their woman will be like, do I look fat in this? Does this make me look fat? And the man will be like, man, I love you no matter what. You always gonna be fond of me. Cool, but I don't care about what you think. I want about what I think. And it's kind of like, I got to get these adjustments and changes to my body. I'm sorry, man, that loves how I look, but I need to get this tummy tuck or.
It's always a trick question, man.
It is, man. It's a loaded question. There's no right answer to it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's psychotic. That's what it is.
It's psychotic, definitely, dude. Yeah. That's all I got with that. To the whole BBL shit. That shit stink.
Stinking booty. That's
Probably not all, but like, damn, like, there's a whole article in the New York Post about this whole shit.
Probably because this shit's becoming worse. Like,
yeah, where the surgeons are talking about it. Like, dude, you got a big ass and you don't know how to clean that shit.
Yeah, because a lot of them surgeons, you know, they do like any other doctor, do like a Hippocratic oath or whatever you call it, where they're like, you know, I always got to look out for my patients and their well-being, no matter what. Damn the law, I need to make sure my patient's okay. And if their work is starting to show like drawbacks, that could probably hurt like whatever, you know, company they got going on this, you know, whatever, some kind of nip tuck company they got. Because you don't want no a patient walking around with a rotten butt, and then they, you know, people on the street find out that they came from your business.
Yeah,
that shit will destroy your business, man.
Shit, that's why like they should like definitely invest in like a bidet, especially if your ass is like so big.
I want one, and I don't even have a BBL.
Or what's the other? Yeah, a bidet, or like a standalone bidet for the big ass, you know.
All right, for the biggest of big.
Yeah, because if you can't get in that hole, that water can.
Right? That water's gonna. I used a bidet for the first time like 2 years ago. I was like, oh, it made me jump the first time I felt it. But then like throughout the day, I was like, you know what? I was like, I could see like this is a necessity, man. Keep your hands clean. This is
keep your ass clean.
Keep your ass clean, because
Bob says you gotta have a good surgeon in the care team too. Like changing body, might as well invest in it. Yeah, like the big thing is like if the surgeon do the job correctly, they won't have like that many issues. Because a lot of the problem comes from like the surgeon pumping too much fat like in the ass, where it's just too much, and it end up causing like a problem, like with the whole surgery and stuff, and then they end up having stank ass because of dead cells, because it's too much fat in their ass.
Body can't handle that size.
Yeah. So yeah.
I remember some years ago in Atlanta, there was like there's like this black lady. She was like a surgeon for like BBLs and all and breast implants and stuff. But she was running like a scam out of her clinic where she was doing like surgeries on these women, and then would take the women and then dump them into like a motel while they were still like drugged up. Dump them in hotels, and then they were like, the women would wake up when they would come to when the drugs wear off. They were like, I woke up feeling just nothing but pain everywhere, and then like a half-eaten McDonald's food next to me because I was eating while I was like high as shit, but not realizing I was eating. And I'm not supposed to be eating McDonald's because I just got a tummy tuck. I'm supposed to be eating like, I'm supposed to be eating like applesauce or something. And man, so don't go to Atlanta to get that shit done. that's what I'm trying to say. Don't say. Go somewhere else.
Go to Mexico. Just playing. I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure Atlanta got a lot of good places to do it.
Oh, for sure, man. I would take that any day over Mexico.
Yep. Oh, that's all I got.
All right. I got one more quick story.
Okay.
This weekend, man, the spirit of vengeance strikes again, man, at Lake Lanier, and it was an explosive weekend.
Yes.
That was insane, man. A damn boat blew up in the lake. When are people going to learn to leave that damn place alone, bro? Leave that. The ancestors are trying to tell y'all to leave the fuck alone, man. Go somewhere. You got all these damn lakes in Georgia, and you want to hang out here.
I saw like the video footage of it, and then like people that's trying to go into Lake Lanier, right? They recorded everything, and then all you see was like police cars and like the firefighter department. If I saw that going to Lake Lanier, man, I'm turning around so fast. I'm not gonna mess with that.
I saw like, I wish I had the picture of it, but Melissa had shown me one picture of the fire that was coming off the boat that blew up. And a lot of eyewitnesses were saying like that fire looked like the shape of a man, like a slave.
What?
Something crazy. And I didn't see it at first till Melissa, like, she came home and she like circled it for me in edit mode. She's like, this is the face, this is the body. I was like, oh, was like, I see it now. I was like, he does look like he looking down at these people trying to work for their lives. It looks crazy. It's crazy, man. But yeah, they said like happened this weekend on 4th of July. 4th of July was a hell of a weekend, man, with that flood in Texas and this damn boat blown up. Man, it's fucking crazy. But 7 people were injured after the boat exploded on Lake Lanier during the 4th of July holiday. 5 people were taken to the hospital, including at least 1 who was airlifted. And it says the boat was fully engulfed in 5-foot-high flames. And the victims of the boat that was there that got burnt up were like ranged from the age of 45 to 5. Because some people got 3rd-degree burns from this explosion. And as of right now, the police are like, we don't know, man. We don't know nothing. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if these people like out of towners or something. Like, how nobody not know this shit yet?
But nobody died, right?
No, nobody died.
Yeah, because I heard like they had like a GoFundMe account, like over $20,000.
Oh shit!
Yeah, for the medical bills and stuff. I was like, damn.
And the medical bills are expensive, man. And he got airlifted too.
Yeah, and there's multiple people too. That's easily over $200K.
Man, like that's gonna be like a mill altogether for the helicopter ride. That ambulance ride is already expensive.
Minimum.
Helicopter ride is even more. Yeah, minimum, right?
Yeah, helicopter ride is like a Honda Civic. Yeah, we're using cars as like the scale.
Right, just like for anybody who don't understand it. Like,
yeah, I was like, damn. That's why, like, health, dude. Do not get into car accidents. Do not get into accidents. Period.
Eat good. I'll tell you, like when my dad ended up in the hospital, and they give us his hospital bill, that shit was like $996,000 or some crazy shit. $966,000. I was like, God damn. What y'all injecting him gold? Like, what is going on? Like.
Yeah, it's so crazy how expensive that shit is. Like, did insurance not do nothing?
Man, and my parents have insurance, so it's like, imagine not having insurance. Fuck. Country's insane.
God damn.
That's why I'm like, everybody eat good.
That's why I was like, yeah. That's why I was like, man, if I'm ever like stuck in a bed in the hospital, you guys better unplug that shit right away. Like, to save you guys the money. Because if I cannot move within, like, the next week or something, I probably won't be moving for a while. And that doesn't benefit nobody.
They was charging my dad $1,500 a day just for being in the bed at the hospital. That's is not even the medication. Yeah. Man, not even the medication, none of that shit. Because all that shit costs money, and it gets charged to your insurance company. And the insurance company's like, yeah, we ain't paying for all this. You got to... Fuck, it was insane.
That is...
Yeah, everybody take care of yourselves. Watch your step. Don't fall. Don't do anything. Just stay in the house. Live in a fucking bubble. Like, it's out there. This world is dangerous, bro.
Die outside the hospital. Don't collect no bills, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing for like years people taking like Ubers to the hospital because taking like an ambulance is like $5,000. It's like, nah, I'm on a...
I think it's more than $5,000, but yeah.
I think it might be more. I'm actually lowballing on that one. It might be more than $5,000.
It might be $15,000, maybe 10, 15, maybe. I don't know.
I remember hearing stories that New York was having that problem where Uber drivers had to check their passengers before they got in there. Be like, hey, are you shot? Because I can't take you, man. You ain't bleeding on my seats. and some people had to lie about it. Like, no, I'm good, man. Just make this left, and it'll be on the left. The Memorial Hospital will be right there.
And then if you get airlifted. Fuck that.
Man, toss me out the helicopter when we get there. Don't even land. Like,
if I see a helicopter, I'm like, cut it out. I don't want it.
No.
I don't want it.
You know, I feel good. You know, my legs work again.
Like, fuck it. Clock me out right here. Bob says sometimes they won't even let you. Like, you got to run from the ambulance. Yeah.
Oh my God. What's wrong with this country, man?
Maybe ambulance, yeah, cool. But if I see a helicopter, I'm like, nah.
Right.
Fuck it. I'll die from this sprained ankle.
Right. I had a friend of mine. Right? Hold on. I'll take this L. I'll take this L for this angle this time. Yeah. I had a friend of mine. She got like in a real bad car accident one time, and she rolled off the side of a mountain in her car.
Yeah.
And rolled and rolled and rolled, and both her and her best friend had to get airlifted, like with a helicopter. And that bill was that? Fucking insane. I can't remember the price, but man, she was
gotta be over $50K minimum.
Saw that bill, she started crying. She said, I was like, oh.
She like, there's too many zeros.
Why did y'all just let me die?
Why is there 2 commas?
Right? Shit.
Oh, God, that's so scary.
It is, man.
Damn. Insurance company be fucking collecting, man.
And
That
even
whole
while
shit is damn fraud. All that shit. And then when they supposed to help you, you don't really get no help at all. After all that insurance you've been paying for these whole years.
Yeah, I just saw something the other day where it was like a meme talking about Luigi Mangiano, and it was like, so, because like recently, right, this guy, like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now, this guy ran up on this, like, these politicians in Michigan. Not politicians, actually, yeah, politicians. This guy, he had like a hit list. He actually used to be a pastor at a church. He had a hit list, and he had like a list of killing all these like politicians in Michigan, right? And so he drove to like one house, and I think he drove to the house, but he wound up like, deleting a female politician and her husband. And they had like 3 or 4 kids, and so it was around Father's Day actually. And so that Father's Day weekend, he went and took out this politician and her husband, and then he went and took out another politician and then their spouse, and I think they survived. But so a lot of people have been drawing these comparisons. It was like, hey, you're charging Luigi Mangiano with terrorism, but this guy that just went on a shooting spree taking out these politicians, they're only charging them with double homicide or some lowball shit. And a lot of people say, like, this is what's wrong with the system. Like, these politicians, I mean, yeah, whatever, but like these politicians don't have kids, but y'all want to go after a guy who took a CEO who was knowingly taking people off of healthcare. So it's like, what is this country turning into? And has this country always been like this? And I'm like, yes, it has always been this way.
Yeah.
Always have.
It's very complicated.
Very complicated.
Especially like for the little people.
Man, that's why I always say, man, us people like at the bottom, look out for your neighbors, man. I realized this recently when I went out there for a protest, and I got to know my people out here in this neighborhood. I said my people. There ain't nobody out here like this. But I got to know a lot of people in the community that I live in, and it made me comfortable knowing people's faces and understanding, like, hey, we all got to look out for each other because this shit getting crazy out here. So, because I feel like at this point in America, folks, we on our own. we got to look out for each other. But, like, they're trying to cover up the Epstein files, but we on our own, folks. This is it. But so look out for your neighbor, know your neighbor, love your neighbor, because
love thy neighbors. Yep.
Man, I feel there's bigger powers at play that want us to not love each other and want us to be at each other's throats.
Exactly. They want us to fucking fight each other, man.
Straight up.
They want the whole shit separated the whole time. And it's like all-time high right now.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every damn day.
Is that it for tonight?
That's it.
All right. That was a good episode. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.